Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Last week at Labour's conference, well, it seems like an age ago, one of the talking points was about the possibility of a shadow cabinet reshuffle, and in particular one in which some of Mr Corbyn's opponents might rejoin the Corbyn top team, choosing to serve, not sulk, as the phrase goes. Well, a reshuffle has been well underway today. Diane Abbott's the new Shadow Home Secretary, and there are a small number of returnees at this point. I'm joined by our political editor, Nick Watt. Nick, what is Mr Corbyn doing?
Well, he was re-elected with more than 62% of the vote, and he's decided to assert his authority over the Parliamentary Labour Party by saying, you may support the idea of elections to the Shadow Cabinet. I'm going to do it unilaterally, so I have a full Shadow Cabinet in place by the return of Parliament on Monday. Now, the most interesting appointment is actually the sacking of Rosie Winterton as Chief Whip. She was at the heart of that sort of central nervous system of that group trying to get those elections to the Shadow Cabinet. She was acting, if you like, as an unofficial shop steward for those negotiations. That idea is now dead. Now, intriguingly, Jeremy Corbyn has brought back Nick Brown, an old warhorse from the Tory right, who served as Tony Blair's first chief whip
Labour right,
until sorry guys, Labour right, until Tony Blair decided to move him on after a year after deciding that he was more loyal to Gordon Brown to him, and then he was brought back as Gordon Brown's final chief whip. But interestingly, Nick Brown's friends are having a bit of a laugh, because as recently as the summer they were saying in private he was as critical of Jeremy Corbyn as some of his harshest critics, although Jeremy Corbyn...
So he's taken out, if you like, the hearts of the opponents, Rosie Winterton. Returnees, the ones who've come back and joined him, the rebels who returned. OK,
so the most interesting returnee is Sir Keir Starmer, the former Director of Public Prosecutions. He resigned in the summer as a junior Shadow Home Office person. He comes back as the Shadow Brexit Secretary. So that'll be interesting. As predicted on this programme, Nia Griffith is coming back as Shadow Defence Secretary. Now, she replaces Clive Lewis. He is promoted to the position of Shadow Business Secretary, but do you remember he had that slightly awkward moment with the auto cue at the Labour conference last week when he was suggesting that while he opposes Trident, he will not seek to oppose the renewal of Trident in the rest of this Parliament.
It's a big reshuffle, actually, isn't it? Lots of names moving places, as well as the returnees.
Yes, it's essentially filling in the gaps, because what Jeremy Corbyn is going to do, he's going to keep the guys who stood up when all those people stood down in the summer. You were talking about Diane Abbott there, Shadow Home Secretary. Shami Chakrabarti, she comes in as Shadow Attorney General. Now, Jeremy Corbyn is very proud. 5 members of Shadow Cabinet come from black and minority ethnic backgrounds. And he's keen to point out, faced a lot of criticism last year when the top post didn't go to women. 2 of the top posts go to women. So he tweeted, proud that 2 of the 3 great offices of state are for the first time ever filled by women, Diane Abbott and Emily Thornberry, until it was pointed out that 2 of the actual offices of state are held by 2 Tory women, Theresa May and Amber Rudd.
Nick, thanks.